welcome to episode 5 of the 4 YouTubers of the Apocalypse. I'm Anna Smith, and I have Stephanie Lee, Stephanie Scanlon, Xavier, and Marquez Robinson here with me. So today we're talking about basically how the liberal left side of politics in the U.S. is trying to basically cause an insurgents to just get rid of Trump as soon as possible. And we're going to talk about all of our thoughts, and we'd like to start.
Steph, let's go with Steph here. I want to hear hers.
All right. Well, I mean, you have to think about it. Basically, since Trump's been elected, we have had every kind of conspiracy to go against him. We've had failed impeachment. We've had a Russian collusion hoax that basically showed us Hillary Clinton did it. Like, everything they've done shows they're guilty for the things they're accusing Trump of. And now that the truth is getting out, they're just using the monopoly they've created against Americans, basically. You have big tech, you have censorship, you have the mainstream media who are all owned by a certain group. So they don't want Trump because Trump doesn't benefit them. So they've been out to disrupt their plan from the beginning. So that's why we see every day, every angle is to get Trump out somehow, no matter how ridiculous and made up it is. Even when they're found out, people still agree with it and just go along to the next hoax. It's like Jumanji of political life. We're basically going to a new level every week, every day. It's a new level of the game.
Something that I think is interesting, before I forget, is people had been talking about how Trump had been in photos and things before with Jeffrey Epstein and whoever else, and I was a little confused about that, but I think it's interesting that like the logs of who was going to the Epstein Island have come out recently, and he's not on it, but Bill Clinton is, and 2 young girls. So, yeah. So.
Honestly, to put my input on this, I think this is complete nonsense, and I think like it started, as soon as when the Democrats had won the House of Representatives in the midterms, I knew for a fact like some things was going to like be really off center, and their whole motivation was just trying to, like I said, get Trump out of office. And honestly, they caused more damage in American society than they actually brought benefits to the people. And honestly, it's like, when is enough?
Yeah.
Because
it's not ever
if it doesn't stop, because here's the thing, like, other countries around the world are witnessing this, and in their eyes, they're seeing us as a broken nation.
Yeah.
And of course, I always believe that term, united we stand, divided we fall. And how things are just been spinning out of control on a norm, it's really disturbing. And I'm just speechless. Extremely speechless.
Xavier, thoughts?
Like him or love him, he has not been given a fair chance to be the president. I mean, every president, they've had their chance to, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
Be it Obama, be it Bush, Clinton, anybody. I was no fan of either Bush, but when they were the president, they were the president. It's just a fact. What all people have been doing the whole time Trump has been in the office is trying to express how he's not my president. But you are in America, he is your president, whether you voted for him or not. If his rival, Hillary Clinton, might have won, she still would have been our president. We don't have to accept it, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's funny how if any person that says that were trapped in another country, and the first thing they would want, of course, is their country to rescue them, I would hope. Yeah. And it's like, are you still going to say Trump is not my president if you're trapped in China and you're trying to get back to America? You're still going to be that, that's not my president. And then now you're trapped out there, and now he's your only way back.
Yeah.
But you denounce him as your president.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it seems like people pick and choose when he's the president. Like when they need a check or they need something like federal funding for their government, when their states go bankrupt or there's a big storm, they're like, Trump, please help us. They'll praise him and turn around
So
and be like,
true.
I hate you.
Throw
You
the genie
suck.
lamp.
But if you think about it right now, they're telling the police and Trump to stand down in Portland because the UN, the United Nations, that is an external organization out of our country that we fund. All right. They're basically telling our president to call off sending troops in and to leave the state alone. How in the hell do you have a sitting president who has outside countries and organizations and his own political system that is supposed to work for him constantly go against him, and the media just acts like it's normal? No, this has never happened before. The UN coming in is huge because then they can take over our military. That means our government has no say-so over the UN.
Yeah, I just saw something about how they had to put up a fence instead of in front of like the federal building, I think in Oregon, and the city's trying to like charge the federal troops or whatever like $500 every 15 minutes for it. It's just like it makes me so sad for the innocent people who live there. They're just like spitting in their faces, like, who cares about you? You know, it's just messed up.
Because Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, it's just
right?
like they're trying to push for a new world order, and we are seeing the beginning stages of it, I believe, you know, in our country. And of course, we all know that it's been like in the works for many years, but those like, you know, still relatively new. I mean, yeah, I'm just like, I ask myself, like, how do we even get here as a society? I mean, is there like another world, you know, where this stuff is not even happening? You know, it's like a
Heaven.
parallel. Yes, okay, yes, of course, heaven, of course, heaven. But
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
I'm just like, wow. I mean, like, I wonder, like, you know, like our future families, you know, like what their kids and their children's life is going to be like, you know, when this is all, you know, over.
Yeah.
That's this is a question you all have to, like, you know, consider in a way.
Oh, I saw it.
We already know that most countries know that the United States cannot be defeated if they try to like come at us head on. So we can't beat us. Most countries, there is no country that can beat the United States.
Yeah.
But from within, that's the way we lose.
Exactly. Yeah.
If people fight each other, then now they can come in while we're fighting each other and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that China and all these other countries are not watching because they say they're watching. They're watching in HD.
Yeah, that reminds me. There's a verse in the Bible that says, "Like a house divided against itself cannot stand." That's exactly what that is.
And it kind of goes in line with what I said earlier. I say, you know, if people are like trying to push for a second civil war, I feel as though that, you know, if that was the case, then once the civil war is over, then an outside country, either China or Russia, could come in and, like, you know, invade our country and stuff, and we're screwed.
Yeah, it's scary.
The war's already here. They're just doing it modern. They're doing it through censorship, deplatforming, getting people fired from jobs, suing them into bankruptcy. It's a different type of civil war.
Yeah.
You know, well, we kind of have the violence right now playing out in the streets. They're erasing our history. And in Oregon, I just saw that they were burning Bibles and also the American flag. Also, they decapitated a pig's head, put the American flag around it, and lit it on fire in Oregon. How is that not hate crime? How is that not domestic terrorism? It's a severed pig's head wrapped in a flag burning.
That makes me feel nauseous right now. Like,
yeah.
I saw them burning a flag, but I didn't know about the Bibles or the pig's head. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember I recently saw some girls, I think, did like a TikTok. There's like 3 college girls or something for the 4th of July, so a little while ago, saying like, I don't want to see you wearing red, white, and blue because like America sucks, and like we should just say like, what is it? Like something about like all countries are great or something, and just like wear rainbow colors. And it's like, wow, so sad.
Yeah, when they grow up, they won't feel that way.
Hopefully, I don't know.
They don't have bills or responsibilities.
Yeah.
Easy for them to say. You know what I mean?
No, but I know people like in their 40s or 50s who act like that. So.
They never grew up.
True. Yep.
I was just looking up something that you ever heard of Sun Tzu?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
The guy made a book on The Art of War, and pretty much it's winning a war without fighting. So that's kind of like what's going on right now. Like, we have a war going on, but it's not a war that we're familiar with as far as like people shooting shots or tanks and missiles. It's psychological, and it's pretty much like, you know, making narratives and stuff and fear tactics to make people be fearful of everything, and then that's how you gain control.
Yeah.
With the mass situation. And the goggles is the next plateau is the goggles, and then that's gonna be next.
Oh yeah.
So once all that stuff is in motion, there won't have to be any shots fired, because the people gonna willingly just give up.
Yeah.
If you don't have your mind right.
Are you saying something, Marcus?
Yeah, here's the thing. I would agree with Xavier, and it's actually two things I want to say. The first thing, they know for a fact, since conservatives are pro Second Amendment, they know for a fact if there was an actual clash, civil war, they know the left knows they will lose flat out. That's why they're trying not to try to ban all guns and stuff. And the second thing, as I posted earlier, like tyranny only runs rampant when ignorance is saturated in the society, and you see how people are just like, they don't have no clue what they're doing, but how, and this is like in tyranny, like we are experiencing tyranny, like, firsthand, the attack on free speech, attack on on certain key amendments that kind of keeps this our country a whole. And I'm not, all amendments matter, but there's certain ones that keep our country deeply rooted, and they're trying to attack those, and this is the result as of today.
Do you guys see that black militant group? They were shooting each other by accident and stuff. It makes me laugh. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
They said they were expert Marxists, okay? They said they were excellent gun shooters. They shot each other.
Pride comes before a fall.
That's the left.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't call for a cop to help them.
I know. We're like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to like you.
What's really funny? It kind of reminded me of an incident during the Civil War where, the rebels, the Confederates, were going against the Union, and there were some Confederate soldiers firing at each other. I was like, yo, this is insane right now. It kind of reminds me, I forget what battle that was, too. It was on a...
Was that by accident?
They thought they were shooting at Union soldiers, but they were actually shooting at each other. And we're hearing today that these people, these militia groups, are shooting at each other. I was like, what? History has the same
it's friendly fire. But there's nothing friendly about fire.
Oh, dear.
Those guys that talking about they're expert marksmen, not Marxists, but they are Marxists.
Marksmen.
Either way, these guys can't be experts in shooting each other in the foot and stuff like that, because that's like day one. What you call it? I can't get the word out right now. You're gonna learn it when you go in. Basically, that's basic learning the mechanics of the weapon.
Exactly. Of
So
course.
they teach you already how to be safe with it. And these guys are experts. There's no way they can make a mistake like that. I think the first time they showed them, one of them had a jam in their rifle. You could see the visual bullet jammed in the rifle. Like, really?
Yeah.
They should make those mistakes at that level if you're an expert. Some of them even holding their guns up. You always supposed to hold your weapon down. Otherwise people are going to think you're trying to, and your finger is never trigger discipline. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Your finger should never be on a trigger at any time. When your finger's on that trigger, it's time to kill.
That seems like common sense right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I've never even shot a gun, but yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah. I've done paintballing.
I just think any group that has to keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, but have nothing to back it up. You know what I mean? They play a good front, but most people who are coordinated, organized, and prepared aren't advertising into the streets and YouTubing each other and Instagramming it and putting what they have. That's more of like an intimidation thing.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And it's because they know the silent minority has had enough.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a psychological warfare. It's to make you think that they're these huge, like, organized group that can take us all out. But the truth is, no. Mm-mm.
I call that, it's actually a similar thing.
case.
It's called a Napoleon. It's called a Napoleon effect, I believe. And you know how Napoleon was really short, but the act of the order was big and terrifying, tyrant or whatever. But also, now I forget what he called this term, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, it kind of reminds me now. I don't watch this film, but I watched this film a while back ago. When Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz, and the guy when he approached the Wizard of Oz, he was like this big, mean person, and then behind the curtain, it's actually just.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Little dude.
It kind of reminds you of that concept, though. It kind of reminds you of that, behind the curtain, there's like this weak, frail person, actually, but portrayed as like, oh, I'm this monstrous tyrant,
Or I was thinking of when a Chihuahua tries to intimidate people.
Exactly, yeah, that too.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course.
All
Maybe
those men
Obama's the
in
man.
there.
Huh?
Maybe Obama's the little man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
think
George
about it.
Soros.
He just came out campaigning at a funeral. My God, dude.
Yeah.
Forever. He wouldn't endorse Biden or anybody at first. He endorsed other people. Biden was like the scrap he got left with. So, I mean, think about it. Whoever they get in, they're going to try to get Obama in there. That's the whole game plan for this entire theatrical event that we're watching.
And even if Biden
talking about how we need to get guns off the streets. Why is Obama telling us he's not the president? Why is he campaigning for mail-in voting and to get guns off the streets? Why didn't you do that when you were president, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Exactly. He's been president for 8 years, and all he's done is just pass certain rights for certain people. That's it, and gave people phones. That's it.
Let's be real. He never left office.
Yeah.
He didn't. And it's
He has to be the most disgruntled former employee ever.
He doesn't even know how many states we have. I saw something of him recently where he said he's like, I visited 57 states, and I think there's one left or something like that.
Biden or Obama?
I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's when he was president, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Biden move right
50
there.
states. 50, not 57. What is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. He was probably thinking of the main 48 and said 57 instead, but he was the president. Like, what the heck? Yeah.
Cognitive dissonance. The media has kept people so confused they forgot the dude was president. I mean, shit. I mean, oh crap. Sorry, but you got Michelle Obama in the headlines all the time doing her podcast. The media plays them up like they're Jesus and Mary.
Yeah.
I mean, so people are delusional right now. They don't see, he's never left office, really. He built up the entire government to protect him and Clinton and everybody else. And so now Trump's been unraveling the ball. They're trying to ravel it back, project it everywhere. And in the meantime, we're just sitting here waiting for it to play out.
Yep.
To get a laugh, put in Obama's net worth and then put in Trump's. If you put in Trump's net worth, automatically you'll see whatever billion. You put in Obama, you got all this mambo jumbo, and then they'll say he's worth like $7 million or something like that. And you're like, only $7 million?
Yeah.
Maybe more. And then you look up Michelle Obama, says the same thing. I guess because they're married. I don't know. But clearly you see Trump as a billionaire. It has it right there. As soon as you look it up. I think he's got more money than he says he has, talking about Obama, in other parts of the world or whatever, like that hidden money.
And to me,
Hold on. How can they only be worth $7 million each when they bought a $15 million house on Martha's Vineyard?
Question.
Hello, that's both of their net worth combined.
That's what I'm saying.
making
That's what I'm
payments
saying.
and not making wise financial decisions, maybe?
Nah, they got more money than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got more.
No, but the fact that Trump has always been a billionaire for a long time kind of makes like presidency seem that much more legitimate to me. Like he's not in it for the money, you know, like he said. And I think he didn't even like stop earning from all his businesses, like to have to show that he's just in it to help us. You know what I mean?
Well, he doesn't get a salary for being president.
Yeah.
Whatever he makes on the other side is makes that, you know.
Yeah. And I think he like gave his businesses to his sons or something like that, just to I can't think of the word right now, but to do the right thing.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
The Portland, Oregon sucks. Don't visit there anytime soon.
I have no intention to visit Oregon. I said, like, from here on out, like, since I'm into travel, I'm only visiting red states and red states only. That's it. I mean, all right, my bad, Anna. I know you live in blue state.
No, I get it. I was gonna say like Washington. I've never been to Oregon, but I've been to Washington State, and I think Oregon is similar. And like it's cool, like there's tons of trees and everything, but they've just made it bad with the things that the people do. You know, same with California. My mom told me that California used to be a red state.
Oh, sorry.
I was shocked. But
yeah,
I think maybe back in like the 80s or something before that. I don't know.
During Reagan.
Okay.
Reagan, yeah.
Actually, during Reagan, there was more red states than now, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, when Reagan became president, I saw the map. Like, he got every state except for Wisconsin and the nation's capital. That's it. And I was like, wow. I hope I have a landslide in my future presidency. I hope I do, but I don't know. It's just like I like to see that. Oh, that'll be dope.
I think a red storm is coming at some point. If it don't happen this time, it's gonna happen at some point. Because when I went to IHOP today, the manager, he was like telling me about de Blasio. He was just like dogging him, and I'm like, wow, this guy really he knows what's going on. And I didn't even come here for that, but you know, like just give me my omelet. But it's like why he had it, fine, we'll talk about it. You know, I was like, yeah, de Blasio's horrible. I mean, I'm glad that I'm not in the boroughs to directly experience that anymore. You know, because he's doing a number on New York City, him and Cuomo.
Yeah.
Well, most people are scared to speak up. So it's like today I was in an Uber leaving the mall, right? And it's a black driver or whatever, and he had a mask, and I was like, oh crap, my mask. And he's like, no. If you don't want to wear it, it's fine. I was like, thank you, God. I was like, I do not want to wear this thing. And I was like joking with him. I was like, and if they try to bust out with, we got to wear goggles and a face mask, I'm never leaving my house again. Like, not till it's over. But he was telling me, like, he's sick of this. He doesn't understand what's going on with our government. And he's saying, like, how, you know, he sees what's happening and he's, like, terrified. But then he was telling me, like, most people are too scared to say it.
Yeah.
Like in certain ways. So I think spiritually we're getting drawn in to the same kind of frequency, vibration that everybody's at. So those who are spiritually awakened and waking up, it's our job to be able to speak and get it out there to other people. Yeah. And the way it's going right now is they're making us all scared to talk.
Yeah. And that's satanic. Like Satan is about fear, you know, and division. Mm-hmm. That's what is happening. I was going to say, like, we're talking about the left wanting to get rid of Trump, and like what they're saying is bad about him right now is that he he wants law and order. He wants police to, you know, doing the right thing and stuff like that. And they don't want police. And so, like, what do you guys think would happen to the country if we didn't have police or anything?
So here's the thing, like, if you guys saw the Trump ad, the recent Trump ad, his presidential ad, like, it was like, I'm into dark humor though, but anyways, that even felt really chilling for me, and I'm into dark stuff. I was like, whoa, like, if the lady was like calling and the 911 operator said, like, sorry, there's no one available to help you right now, and the burglar like kind of like attacked her, and the phone dropped, and said, like, what the president's going to be like under Biden. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's really scary trying to thinking about it, you know. I mean, hey,
my grandma lives in Washington, like Seattle area too.
Oh.
Well, it's good if you can afford your own private security, but most people
yeah,
exactly.
Right
now, you actually have people in Democratic states hiring their own private security, because people that we don't hear in the media who are Republican or conservative, just like Sean Hannity. They've been showing pictures of his home, his kids. People are getting harassed and stuff, you know? So if you can't afford private security, you're screwed. But these politicians who are passing this can afford it because they use it with tax money. So they're safe. We're not.
And like sorry, go ahead.
That's why we got the Second Amendment. Just saying. Y'all already know.
How long
that's
though?
The problem, though. Every state doesn't honor it the way they should. Like, I'm in New York, so you already know I got to go through barbed wire and fences to even try to get a license. Like, I looked it up. It's like $400 just for the application. Gosh. And then the gun, I don't know what a gun costs out there in PA, but a gun is like $400 itself. So when you finish doing everything you got to do to get a gun legally, it's going to cost about $1,000. And then they still don't have to even, they don't have to accept it. They don't have to allow you. And they can deny you. They can still deny you, even through all of that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And like, I'm not even against like criminal justice reform or whatever, like even the AOC's idea about like having therapists or whatever, like, but the thing is we can't switch to just that, like from one extreme to the other. Like that's insane, not going to work. Like if we have a little bit of both, that might be cool. I don't know. I've thought about that before, you know.
Okay.
But, like
I've been locked up. Let me tell you something about the mentality of a criminal. If they know only a social worker is going to show up, best believe everybody out there with a criminal background, mindset, drug problem, psychiatric problem, when they snap, no social worker is going to be able to come in there if they have a weapon, a gun, nothing.
Exactly.
You're putting that person's life in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I saw a post in how the left is like anti-gun. They say if a burglar breaks into your house, they said try to reason with the burglar. I'm like, what? No.
Wait, who said that?
No, it was like a post I saw on Instagram, and it said like a liberal said like,
it's insane.
If a burglar breaks into your home, your property, try to reason with the person. I'm like, okay, is this guy literally like? This guy is literally the definition of stupidity right now because there is no way the burglar is coming to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's just like, to reason with that, I don't think so. No.
I mean, like, maybe if you're desperate and you have no other option, you could try that, but that should not be the first thing you do. You know?
They also say to retreat. They also say to run out of your own home. Don't shoot the bad guy.
Oh.
Just run out of your house.
Wow. Yeah, what if you have? What if a person has kids?
You're afforded this stuff anyway. When the guys are locked up, they're afforded medical assistance and psych. If somebody like has any type of mental problem, they're afforded all that in jail.
Yeah.
Tax money pays for all of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sending just a social worker to handle that stuff is not going to help.
Yeah. Or some people like go into a program instead of jail.
You're not coming in there anyway. If they feel threatened in any way, they're not going to come in there. What you say something?
I'm good.
I was also going to say they can weaponize that, though. If you let the government have control over what they can say is mentally ill or not, look at the Democrats right now.
I know.
Okay, I don't trust these people guarding our mental sanity documented by the government. Safe. I don't trust Democrats with that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I don't blame you either.
I don't trust Democrats with that law at all.
Yeah. I mean, they changed the whatever it's called, the statistical manual, the DSMB or whatever it's called, should like fit what people want it to say, basically. You know,
they can
Diagnostic,
say conspiracies are mental ill people. They could say people that are into conspiracies are schizophrenic or mentally ill. Imagine that.
Exactly,
this all could be. People are not thinking far ahead from the consequences of these little things that they're letting get passed or giving up their constitutional rights on or their civil rights. It's out of safety, but at the meantime, how safe are the people controlling your life?
Yeah, exactly. And it's Diagnostic Statistical Manual, I believe. Anyway, we are coming up to the end of our time, so good talk. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching, for being here and making it to the end. Stay tuned next week. We'll be here again. Check out each of our individual channels if you'd like. The links will all be in the description, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.